Okay, a real quick video on how to edit a portrait. I apologize for the banging that you'll hear. I'm getting my roof, a new roof put on. The first thing I do is I always Command J just so I have an extra picture down here. This picture is really nice, the way it's using the rule of thirds and he's off center, love that, but he's a little blurry. So what we want to do is, I'm going to do another layer, Command J. I'm going to do a high pass filter. It's actually down here under other high pass, and you can make it whatever you want. I usually do about 3 depending on the picture. What it's going to do is it's just going to make him a little crisper. We want to put that on overlay or soft light. Okay, before, after. Let's try overlay. I like that better. That looks better. Okay, before, after. Okay, now I want only him to be crisp, not the background. So I'm going to, let's see, there's different ways of doing this. I'm going to hold my Alt key down and hit mask. And what that did is, the high pass filter is right here, but I covered it up. So now I need to get my brush, which I do, and this is white because this is black. And I'm going to reveal the parts that I want to be nice, crisp, and clear. Which it doesn't have to be his whole face. Eyes are very important. I don't know if this is that as important. I mean, you have to use your artistic ability. Okay, the next thing I want to show you how to do is eyes. This particular picture has a really nice nice catch lights in his eyes. Let me kind of get these a little bit more focus. When I zoomed into this, it's not as focused as I want, so I'm going to Command J this high pass filter layer. Now here's the cool thing about Photoshop. You can hold the Alt key down and you can hit your original picture, so you can see before and after. Before, after. Okay, I kind of like some of the things. Let me go back to this real quick before. I kind of like the way this was blurry in here. Let's go back and fix that. Okay, I want to get rid of this one because I want to get this one looking good before I duplicate it. So I clicked here, I'm holding the Alt key down, and I'm hitting the trash can. So I like the way this looks blurry right in here, so I want to try to fix it so that you know what? I'm going to turn this back to black so I can start over. So Shift Delete, and then you can choose what you want here. You can fill it with white, black, 50% gray. So I'm going to go just start over. So see, there's that picture. Here's the high pass filter. None of it is showing because it's hiding. So I'm going to make my brush smaller because I think I made too much in focus, if that makes sense. I like some blur to some things. So I want to keep this looking, I like some blur on the face, I guess is what I'm saying. It makes it look kind of nice, I guess you can say. Okay. So I'm going to turn it off and on. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it since I like it. I might even duplicate it more than once. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to hold the Alt key down. Okay, that's before. Look at the eyes and the mouth, and that's after. Okay, that made a huge difference. I'm going to click here and hold the Shift key down, and I'm going to hit Command G so that just to put that in a group. Okay, I want to show you how to do, this is the easy way to do eyes and teeth, real easy. There's lots of other ways of doing this. This is just the fastest, easiest way. So I put a brightness layer. I'm going to brighten up just a little bit. And then I want this to be black. I want this to cover up what I just did. So Shift Delete, make sure that says black and say OK. So that covered up the brightness that I just did. So this is black, so this is white. You can have this at whatever percentage you want because you can always lower your level of your let let me see. Let me show you real quick. So you can really see what I'm doing. Let me make this 100. Okay, he's going to look really kind of crazy. But this is what I'm doing. I'm making the white parts of the eyes whiter. And I'm going to make his teeth more like they are in reality. The reason they look yellow is because of the lighting in the cafeteria. So it's not like we're giving him fake teeth. It's just we're making him look like what he really looked like at the time. Okay, so you can tell this looks way too white, but if I would have had my opacity down to 30, I wouldn't have to do this right here. I wouldn't have to lower the opacity. Okay, so before, after. Okay, I'm going to hold my Alt key down so we can see the picture before and after. Look, that's a huge difference. Love that. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to hit Command S to save that puppy. And then save. Let's go to one more. Okay, let's go to this picture. Okay, I'm going to hit C for crop. And I like the way that that other picture had the rule of thirds. I like how it was kind of off-centered a little bit. Now this picture has a different problem than the other problem. I'm still going to do all the things that I just showed you. I'm just going to do it really fast. Let's filter, overlay. Oops. Image crop. So black. Let's make my brush white. Okay. This is the high pass. See how I'm making his eyes stand out? His nostrils stand out. Now, I just realized I have my brush up to 100%, and that's why it looks so, it's too much. It's too much, but at least you can see it on the screencast that I'm doing. Okay, so before, after. Okay, so that's a little too much. So when you do it, make sure you don't have your opacity up so much. I'm just doing this so you can see. Okay, so then I'm going to do I like to have two here. I don't know why I'm weird. Okay, so here, brightness. I'm going to bring up the brightness a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to hit Shift Delete and make it black so it covers up the brightness I just did. And then I'm going to get these catch lights in his eyes and the whites of the eyes. And the reason this is showing up so much is because I have my opacity up to 100. But I'm kind of glad you can see what I'm doing. And then you can see before and after. Before, after. That's a huge difference on this little guy. Okay. I don't know if you can tell, but the background is a little lighter than him. So there's a trick I found out. If you go to Select Color Range and you pick just like the highlights and you say OK. And so this picture has all the highlights chosen. Hit Command J and let me show you what's there. It's just the highlights. Okay. I'm clicked on layer 2. Above it, I'm going to put a brightness layer and make sure you hit this little guy so that it only affects the highlights. And then I'm going to brighten up his face just a little bit. Well, let me go way up so you can see. See, it actually lightened up the background too. Okay, and then let's just see what it did. Okay, try not to look at the background. Let's just look at his face. Okay, I think I like that, but I just want it on his face, so I'm going to click on this mask here and hit Shift Delete so I get black. It's going to cover up what I just did. And then I have a brush, and I'm just going to apply these changes on his face and his hair. So what that did is it let me choose just the highlights of his face, and now it's letting me just brighten those up. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference. Let's look. Oh yeah. at that. Okay, if this was like for real, I would hit X and change this to black and go back and fix that because it was a little bit too much around his head. There we go. Okay, so hold the Alt key down and look at your picture before and after. I think that's a huge difference. I like that a lot. You could even put a vignette around the outside if you want to. You can actually do that in Photoshop. You don't have to do that in Camera Raw, but you can. You can do it in Photoshop too. I can show you real quick. There's lots of ways of doing it. You can do a curved level, and you can just bring this down, and then hit the Shift Delete so that you cover it up, and then you can just kind of, you can do your own darkness around the edges. It's called a vignette if you want to. And the reason that looks so bad is because I had my opacity up. Let's make this a little bigger. There's other ways of doing this. I'm just showing you an easy way to do it. There's another way to do it too, but I mean, we can even make the background darker if you want. I don't know. I think that looks kind of funny. You just kind of have to play around a little bit. Okay, I don't really like the vignette. Sometimes the vignette looks good. Sometimes it just needs a little bit. And it's all kind of like your personal opinion too. I just want to put a little bit of vignette. I had too much, I think. My brush was too dark. Okay, so hold the Option key down and click Before. See how the focus on this picture is the background? The background stands out more than the person. And now the person stands out more than the background. Okay. Ooh, I've been talking 11 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. We did this one. This little girl would be the same edits as this one, and same as this one. This one has the same issue that the other two did. This one, and this one should be edited the same way this one is, because their faces aren't the main focus of the picture, the background is. Okay.